Assalamualaikum. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world. I will be presented a paper for the ISMOD conference in 2022. Have a title Docker and Kubernetes Pipeline for DevOps Software Defect Prediction with MLOps Approach. On the behalf and author, Rizal Burbawers, myself, and my friend Ali Julfikar, and all the author, I will start to by an outline and agenda. We have six outline. First is introduction, background, research question, research methodology, result and discussion, and conclusion and future work. Let me start by the first session. Introduction about software defect prediction. Software is currently ongoing in terms of size and complexity. That means developer must be able to create software with minimum defect. The cost of finding defect is one most expensive software development activity. Because the software cost of defect will continue to increase as long as software development takes place. This have been said by Bahawales in 2017 and Ramnadina in 2021. The right method of predicting a software defect can help developer to find a fault code module automatically and save resources. Development operation, or sometimes by brief DevOps, it starts by the initial stage of creating prediction model require a lot of time and effort. In addition, development and maintenance activity of model that have been created can be a long process and can be a decrease of performance after some time. Also, DevOps method can overcome a problem when developing software, such as shortening development time, minimizing an error rate, reducing defect during development and deployment, and also minimizing resource use during software development. It has been said by Taurin et al. In 2020. And also you can see the figure about DevOps. Another approach is machine learning operations. Machine learning operation, and sometimes we embrace by MLOps, refer to DevOps concept that applying in predictive model and aim to combine a series of practice based on tools, CI/CD pipeline, modeling process, so that it does not take up much time and cost to do 10 or 1,000 software update in every day. It also been said in by a few reference, including Arachi, Yuli, and Sumaranya. And we come up to a Docker and Kubernetes introduction. Docker and Kubernetes can be used in CI/CD pipeline automatically. You can see in that figure, we can deploy by build and deploy and run monitor scale by Kubernetes. It can make easier to manage the software, such as building, scaling, running multiple hosts in very short time, and come up with a research question. Number one, how about the classification performance result on the data set used for the MLOps approach to making a prediction model? Number two, how can the MLOps approach to build software defect prediction model speed up the limit to release? And number three, how does the performance of the web server using Docker and Kubernetes environment compare to that of the Docker and virtual machine environment? And from the rest of presentation, let me introduce Aldi.
Okay, thank you. For the next slide is literature review. For the first and two paper is using MLOps method with other application And paper 3 and 4 is using DevOps with other application, and paper 5 and 6 is using DevOps method applied to other application with Docker and Kubernetes, and Habibi et al. Using cross-project method applied to software defect prediction, and Tang et al. Using transfer learning applied to software defect prediction, and Sen et al. Using deep transfer learning and software visualization method applied to software defect prediction, and the author using method Docker and Kubernetes pipeline with MLOps approach applied to software defect prediction with Docker and Kubernetes.
For the next slide is research methodology. Look at the slide. This is the method from the research we did. First, we starting with finding and collecting literature studies, proceed with making models and web servers. The model here is based on several datasets from Promise repository, which will then be measured for accuracy before proceeding to the next stage. When the level of accuracy is deemed satisfactory, the program code is pushed the code repository, in this case is GitHub. Once of the code program is pushed the GitHub repository, it will automatically start the build pipeline process, which includes building, testing, and compiling artifact, as well as delivering artifact. Furthermore, if the build pipeline fails, then the process will repeat itself and the model creation and the web server stage. However, if successfully, the artifact will be delivered to the artifact repository and will trigger the deployment pipeline process. Then the artifact will be deployed to the staging environment if the staging deployment process fails. The process will then be repeated to create the model and web server. However, if it successfully, then a check and stress test will carry out using Apache JMeter in the monitoring process later. And then it will be approved for the deployment to production. The last process is monitoring. At this stage, monitoring will be carried out on the entire pipeline process, such as through logging service, notification service, and conducting stress tests with Apache JMeter. Okay, next is model and web server building phase. We use the residual neural network 5T in the modeling activity. The Python programming language and the Flex framework will be used to create this web server. And for dataset, in source dataset, we use an 1.6, POI 3.0, and Log4j 1.0. And to target dataset, we use Log4j 1.1. And to accuracy test, the metric is accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Next is build pipeline. This is done by taking the commit ID from the code repository and using the source code to run it. The build spec file is used to define the flow and instruction of the build process. Artifact repository. These artifacts are a collection of text files, binaries, and deployment manifests that will be delivered to the target deployment environment. The next is deployment pipeline. The deployment pipeline process is used to deliver and deploy a set artifact to the target environment. In this case, we use Oracle Kubernetes Engine from Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. The next is monitoring. Monitoring all information about all stage will be stored into a logging service in the form of the log entires. It can contain the deployment runtime and its final output. The notification service is used to monitoring, such as to send information on the latest status of the project being executed and prompts to take the necessary action. And Apache JMeter is used to run stress tests on web server deployed in the Docker and Kubernetes environment. Result and discussion. For the RQ1 about classification performance result, take a look from the graphic. It can be seen that the overall prediction model of each dataset has no significant difference and tends to have good performance classification result. RQ2 about MLOps approach to speed up the time to release. Take a look from the table 5 and table 6. From each model based on the dataset, the duration for the release time using the pipeline process produce a faster average time of 7 minutes to to 2 seconds when compared to using the manual process, which is 33 minutes 13 seconds. The recovery time required when using the pipeline process is 8 minutes 21 seconds, and when using the manual process, it is 13 minutes 16 seconds. Next is RQ3 about performance of the web server using the Docker and Kubernetes environment compared to that of the Docker and virtual machine environment. Take a look from the table 7 and table 8. In this case, we use sample generate from 5,000 and 10,000 threads with 10 iteration over 10 minutes. Docker and Kubernetes environment on our model-based dataset, the number of sample reached above 93% with the lowest value of 46,993 and the high error rate of 25.29% at least at 5,000 threads and above 88% with the lowest value of 755 and the highest error rate of 45.03% at 10,000 threads. Then sample generate without using Docker and the Kubernetes environment only reach above 63% with the lowest value of 31,575 and the highest error rate of 26.73% of 5,000 threads and above 64% with the lowest value of 64,066 and the highest error rate of 58.89% on 10,000 threads. For throughput, when using the Docker and Kubernetes environment, the maximum is 80.2 per second when using 5,000 threads and 156.6 per second when using 10,000 threads. Meanwhile, when not using Docker and Kubernetes environment, the biggest is 68.2 per second when using 5,000 threads and 158.6 per second when using 10,000 threads. The next is conclusion. Of all the source data set used like Log4j 1.0 and 1.6 and we use the target data set Log4j 1.1 is produce an accuracy rate of 76% to 83% and has fairly good precision and recall value of 86% to 93% for precision value and 79% to 94% for recall value. Besides that, it also produced a good F1 score value of 84% to 90%. Conclusion 2 is from the result of research using the ML approach, it was found that the prediction model release time was faster with an average of 7.2 minutes and average recovery time of 21 minutes for our research dataset. Thus, the model that has been built will be more easily developed and updated to suit future condition. 3 is overall monitoring the performance testing and web server built in the Docker and Kubernetes environment show very good result for each model of each dataset used compared to not using Docker and Kubernetes environment. The next is future work. The future study are expected to pay attention to class imbalance and misclassification in making predictive models so that they can obtain better accuracy value. 2 Then we can also apply the infrastructure as a code so that the infrastructure creation process can only run automatically, further speeding up to the release time for the prediction model. Okay, thank you from our presentation about our experiment.